What's up 10k squad, it's your boy Asher 10k here, and I know I've not been posting recently, but as I explained in a video, 2 out of 3 days I post are 2 out of 3 days I work. So it's been kind of difficult. I've just been posting when I can, and that's not good, I know, but it's not an excuse. I have a job, and so they post then. Luckily for me, I'm on Easter holiday, so I can post more frequently, or just post on those days again once I have a job. This is non-script, so I don't have a script here, so I might take a couple of seconds to think what I want to say next. And of course I'm messing around with just random thing, snap band if you will. It's more for bikes, but I don't cycle anymore, so anyways, let's get on to it. So we're basically, in today's video, we're going over Dragon Ball Z compared to Dragon Ball Super. I know I'm still doing Dragon Ball, but I don't really have any ideas to do anything else. There are a couple I think I could probably do for My Hero Academia. I don't want to be just another literal just Dragon Ball content creator. But I want to do other stuff. I've just got less ideas. So if you guys can think of any ideas, let me know down below in the comments. And yeah, let's get into the video. So we're going to start with the most obvious thing that left fans confused about about Super compared to Z. Is the comparison we are using is from what we see in the flashbacks of the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. So we know Bardock was given a power level of 10,000 in Z, but then his power level was reduced to 4,000. They thought it was too high for him, but if you know Bardock and you're a big Bardock fan, and I'm literally quoting Master X here, we know Bardock always punches above his weight, so therefore he should have a higher power level. But that's also why he literally earned the title, the low class elite, or the Saiyan elite, because of his low class stature, or status, or stature, or however you like to say it. Because he was a low class warrior, and he had a power level of 10,000, which was just under King Vegeta, which, when you've got more battle experience than the King, you kinda can tend to overpower the King. Just saying. I feel like that could have been a move Bardock did, but no, his power level was reduced. So we're gonna keep it as a bit of a tally. So here's some paper. So we're gonna have Z in one corner and then Dragon Ball Super in the other. So of course the first point goes to Z, because I much prefer Bardock of power level 10,000. Another point Z earns is for Bardock's armor and general appearance, but I don't, obviously, not much changes of appearance between Z and Super, but the armor is different, and I much prefer Bardock's other armor, which luckily for us is in Xenoverse, and so we get to keep the armor. I much prefer that one. And the headband and the explanation of how we got it is really cool and kind of heartwarming, so I'll keep that as well. For another point to Z is Bardock's foresight. So we're currently on Dragon Ball Z 3 and Dragon Ball Super none. So obviously if you know Dragon Ball and you're a big Bardock fan, you'll know about Bardock's foresight. Salad Saint even has a video about it, about what if Goku and Raditz got the foresight. So and that's a cool story that's ongoing. I've not caught up with it actually. I need to do that. But anyway, yeah, Bardock's foresight, the way he learns about Frieza, is so much better. So, you know, than him just like hearing from leak that there's been rumors Frieza wants to know about the Super Saiyan, and you know, and Frieza's called every Saiyan back. That's when Bardock's like, oh shit, Frieza's about to lose on it. So, you know, I'm not going to give another point to Z for this next part. I'm going to, like, sort of class it in as the last one. But, Bardock's death is, again, much better in Z than it is in Super. I know in Super and in Z it is pretty much the exact same. But I much preferred how Bardock and his crew were jumped by Dodoria. And so, therefore, he has battle damage. And, like, it's a bit weird how no one believes Bardock. I mean, he's been battle damaged. He's just said he's been jumped by Dodoria. You know, he's got no, like, you know, he's got battle damage. He's got no squad left. Oh. So sorry, guys. But, like, you know, he has no squad left. And I think it's just really stupid in Z. How, like... how like none of the Saiyans agree with him and are listening to him, and they just think like, I don't know, he beat himself up or something, and they're just in a bar laughing. I think that's just really stupid. But it's kind of sort of typical Saiyan behavior, as like not many people would, you know, believe a low class Saiyan over this kind of thing anyway, would they? Because you know, the stupid Saiyan class system. What gets you there. So then, we'll move on to other things. And actually, speaking of Bardock, let's go to Kakarot/Goku. I'm actually giving the point here to Dragon Ball Super. I much prefer it when Kakarot was a toddler than he was a baby. Because, like, you know, as a baby, you don't remember stuff from when you're a baby. I barely remember anything from when I was a baby. So for Kakarot to be a baby and then hit his head forgetting about the Saiyans is pretty stupid. As the kid's already a baby and he wouldn't remember much about the Saiyans anyway. So I think it's much different. Pretty sure in the manga, or manga, however you say it, manga, the same thing as long as you know what you're talking about. He was a toddler because he could feed himself and he was quite rowdy, and like, you know, he put up quite a decent fight to Gohan, old Gohan this is obviously, and you know, that feels much better with, you know, that fits in much better with, I think, the whole plot. Obviously we do know that Z and Dragon Ball was the original. So I'm just going to put /original Dragon Ball. So, you know, because there are some things that we talked about in Dragon Ball and like some things and stuff. So I think it's much better for that. And actually I'm going to give another point, just like with Z, but to Dragon Ball Super here. I much preferred the fact that Goku was a toddler with a power level of 2 rather than a baby with a power level of 2, because I think that just shows like the Saiyan expectation of low class Saiyans to have, you know, Kakarot as a toddler with a power level of 2 rather than a small child. But something that does confuse a lot of fans and does confuse me is that, so what year is it Planet Vegeta is destroyed? Is it the same year, which I think is like age 737, Goku's born, and like age 737, Planet Vegeta is destroyed, and obviously age like 73 something is when Vegeta, Broly, and Raditz are born. So, you know, obviously everyone's confused, would obviously be confused about, like, you know, so what year was Planet Vegeta actually destroyed? Because, like, you know, Kakarot's clearly a toddler here, so was was it that Goku was actually born earlier in Dragon Ball Super Broly flashback, or was he born age 737 and like the planet was destroyed in like age 739 or something? So we'll never know. I don't think we'll ever know. But I'm still giving that point over to Dragon Ball Super Broly. So, next topic. What else can we actually even talk about? Because there's kind of just those things I mainly wanted to go over. And I've already been talking for like around 11 minutes, I think. Maybe 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm not really looking at the timer. I'm just like, trying to talk and focus and all that. So, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to give the better animation for flashbacks and just animation in general to Dragon Ball Super Broly, but that's only because they've had like, years to work on it and like, and all that. Not really sure what else I can actually cover because like King Vegeta stays the same. I'm gonna give Z another point for Barlock's squad. In the Z Broly movie, in the Broly movie, we get like a brief, look at Bardock's crew, so we know they exist and that they're canon now, but, whether they're still Bardock's crew or not, we don't know, because it wasn't shown. So I'm giving Z that point for more inclusion of Bardock's crew. So I think that's definitely better, and that's the same with DBS Kakarot, actually. With the new missions, there's like, a lot more inclusion of Bardock's squad, and I much prefer that. Not much else changed really. Nappa still had hair. There was 2 randoms. I don't think we knew anything about the 2 random Saiyans in Z that died. I mean, there were 2 random Saiyans in Vegeta's squad with Nappa, as the prince was still a kid and shit. So the story of Vegeta not really giving a shit about Frieza's call back to the planet is the same. I'm gonna give Vegeta's hairstyle to Dragon Ball Super Broly, as it's, sort of like in the original, it's the hairstyle you're born with. Obviously, Raditz's grew longer, but, that he already had long hair as a kid. And, oddly enough, like a power level, like the start of early Dragon Ball would probably be around, like, the 1000s levels, which is, like, mental. Because, like, low class trash power level at, like, 1000, like, by the time he's, like, what, 10, 20? No, not 20, he'd be, like, 15. So, I'm giving that point over to Dragon Ball Super Broly, but I'm giving Dragon Ball Z the point for Vegeta's outfit. I much preferred that. I like the little crescent on it to, like, if you aren't already aware of, like, Vegeta being the prince, here's proof on his outfit, and I much preferred that. I didn't like how Vegeta, for being a prince, had no cape, no, like, royal emblem or anything. It would have been kind of cool how, like, if, on Dragon Ball Super, he had, like, a mark on his arm, like the Uzumakis do, and the Anbu, that's what I meant, not the Uzumakis, the Anbu have it. So, I think that's cool. I honestly think I'm just going to end the video here. I've literally run out of things to talk about. I didn't think much of a part of this through. There's obviously no script. So with that being said, I am going to end this video right here. Thanks very much, and I'll try and upload again. See you next time.